Welcome back to another filler episode on PipeCast. This episode will be Balkan Sobranie by Germain Sons. A pretty difficult blend to actually get. Let's look at the breakdown of the components. So here we have the Balkan Sobranie blend. It's comprised of Latakia, Turkish Orientals, and Virginia. The makeup of this is very light, like shag cut, with a lot of Latakia in it, and you can see all those dark Latakia flakes. I would say that this probably comprises at least 60% of the blend. Some of the lighter colorations are probably red Virginia, and I'm really having a difficult time finding the Turkish Orientals in there. That could be one, but it looks like it's pretty light on the Oriental, heavy on the Latakia, and light on the Virginia. So this episode, I'll be doing the last review. I've smoked this quite a few times, actually, over the years. And Patrick, this is his first impression. Patrick, what you think?
It's very interesting because it's almost like there's an essence of Latakia, but it's not there. It's really weird. It's almost... And I don't know, it's almost, I don't want to insult it in a way, but it's like a brick and mortar aromatic, but instead of like a cherry flavor that's just the flavor and then nothing underneath, it's like pipe tobacco and then air underneath, kind of. Like, you know, if we're trying to sort of put this up against other Balkans and heavy Englishes and stuff like that. Because like I said, I can tell there's Latakia, but it's just like the essence of Latakia, really. There's a little bit of spice. And there's no spice on the Retroville at all. Which I'm trying to remember correctly, there is no Perique in it, so there wouldn't be any kind of that kind of spice going on. But there should be some kind of Oriental spice happening, but I don't really sense it. I actually feel more spice in the mouthfeel more than the Retroville. It's actually interesting. But no, I mean, I don't know. It's like you're smoking a wannabe Balkan. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Well, Patrick's dead on. He hit the nail on the head. This is Balkan Light in its most light form. As a matter of fact, almost calling this a Balkan blend seems a little criminal, in my opinion. JF Germain has provided us with tons of great blends, a lot that are very difficult to find. The Penzances of the world, Stonehaven, the list goes on and on. Of course, I'm a little bit more critical of Esoterica. If something is as difficult to find as that, and as heavily lauded as that, then the bar really is set super high. For Balkan Sobranie, which is a historical blend, one that is by itself, the Sobranie of London, it's famed for being one of the greatest, blends of tobacco ever. So they've taken on this responsibility of carrying the torch, and it's very light to be considered such a robust, such a stronghold of the Balkan blends. Basically, the reason why I'm, if I'm not mistaken, the reason historically that we actually call things a Balkan blend comes from the Balkan Sobranie name. For this to be as light as it is, paling in comparison to, and I know we don't like to make too many comparisons, but paling in comparison to Nightcap, Artisan's Blend, and other Englishes, standard Englishes, that have more robust Latakia in it, that's kind of a shame, in my opinion. I think where JF Germain & Sons shine is with aromatics. Your Blackpool, your Kingsport, all those blends are exceptional. They are very Latakia heavy. They have fruit and licorice and different types of flavors to them. But Penzance, I just don't understand the fanfare for it, and the same with this. Balkan Sobranie is extremely light, It is not something that I really smoke very often. I have it in kind of reserve for people who want to try it, who come around me, or new pipe smokers or things like that. I have it in case like I go to a pipe club. It's nice to be able to share something that you don't like that everyone's really chomping at the bit to smoke. But as far as like what I smoke, it's not this. You're going to find a lot better, more flavorful Balkan English blends and American blenders like Cornell and Deal, or things that GLPs or Rasulet put together. So this is a light blend with not a lot happening in it. I think though, if you're looking for an all-day Balkan, this is probably a go-to. It doesn't mean that it's not. This is just my personal opinion. It doesn't mean that it can't make a rotation. It doesn't mean it's not good. It's just extraordinarily light. It's light, and that's not what I'm looking for in a Balkan. I'm looking for an evening smoke, usually with either something like a hard liquor or coffee or tea, usually hot in the winter. I do not want something light. So in my opinion, this is not what I would consider a Balkan blend, especially one that carries the name of a very prominent Balkan blend.
Yeah.
That might, miff some people, I understand, but it does seem like it's sort of it has the essence of something Latakia, the essence of something Balkan. It isn't really a Balkan.
Yeah.
In the kind of the kind of strong flavors that I expect from it. I think you can probably do better by focusing on other blends. If you're looking for, and I don't mean that you should be looking for a lat bomb, just something that has more complexity. This just isn't that.
Yeah. I would go so far to say that something like Chelsea Morning has more Latakia than this, or it's comparable to this.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, it does feel like that you're looking at a morning blend. Chelsea Morning, early morning pipe. The list goes on. Yeah. Even I feel like I can sense more Latakia in Scottish blends, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Blair Gowrie by Germain Son. This is a GLP's blend now. It's amazingly stronger than this.
Yeah.
It doesn't have kind of the complexity that Blair Gowrie does, but it is like a little bit Latakia heavier. I even feel like, there's a rumor that Fillmore has some Latakia in it, and I could definitely sense that more than, I'm being a little facetious. This does have Latakia in it, clearly, but it is light. It's so light that it's sort of boring to me. So
yeah. So as far as like a rotational or a transitional or anything like that, for me, I don't care if I ever smoke this again.
Yeah, and this is not something that I normally smoke. As I say, when I usually see it, I buy it, not as a hoarder, but as someone who is involved with other pipe smokers and stuff. And, I think that from pipe smoker to pipe smoker, especially if you see me out, if you guys see me out, just holler at me. If you're in Alabama or something like that, I will share. I think that's kind of the responsibility of kind of the seasoned pipe smoker, is to sort of have blends that are difficult to find, not hoard them, but just to share them. And that's what I've been doing with Patrick for a long time. And there are other people who I've just cracked open tins. Sometimes I don't even think they know what they're smoking, but they have smoked it. And I think that's the responsibility. If you don't like something, but it's rare and it's something that everyone's sort of looking for, those hidden gems, this is kind of the thing that I like to do. Snatch them up and share them.
Yeah.
It's a good icebreaker in a pipe smoking lounge because people just can't get their hands on this stuff. So, and that's also, I don't go out of my way to hunt this stuff down. I usually, patronize my local brick and mortar.
Yeah.
And, if you're lucky, you can get it, and, you should share the wealth.
Yeah. So, I think that about wraps it up for JF Germain's Balkan Sobranie.
Yeah, I think that's about it for this. So I'm going to switch to something a little bit more interesting. How about you?
Oh, yeah. Same here. So, hopefully we didn't offend. But if we did, there you go.
Yeah, well, this is just an opinion, guys. So we want to hear what you have to say in the comments, and we would love to see more of what you guys have and input-wise for tobacco.
Yep. So, we'll hope you come back for the next one.
All right. Thank you.